Hello there, and welcome to another Starfield video. In today's video, we're going to be looking at a custom vessel I have made that I've called the Dragonfly Dropship. So, we're going to do a little brief overview. We're going to do the usual stuff with my videos. We'll do a teardown at the end, I'll show you how to build it, and then, yeah. Now, just be advised for anybody that, because I know some people in the past with comments relating to like merge glitches and techniques aren't a fan of that. So just a heads up, this ship uses a lot of merging techniques to get it done. So if you don't like that, then you might not like this sort of ship. But if you've no problem with that, then you're good to go. So anyway, if we get into the stats, I suppose first. Actually, no, we'll do a design philosophy. So obviously, as the name suggests, this is a Dragonfly dropship. Now, dropships in this game are kind of pointless because you can't really drop troops off. Like, NPCs do it, but yeah, there's no, like, dedicated, like, troop transport vessels. But I kind of wanted to make one. The idea behind it was, like, this was, like, say, like, originally was used by maybe, like, the UC or, like, potentially, something like that. And then over time, as people stopped using them because, more ships were capable of deploying troops to the surface of planets, that they just kind of got mothballed. And then this one was, like, kind of picked up by, like, let's say a rogue trader slash not pirate, like you kind of your scoundrelly kind of Han Solo kind of guy, and you basically kit it out to make it like a little bit more more user friendly, more effective in roles other than dropping off troops. So yeah, so it's got those like massive Hope Tech like landing gear, big lifters. And like the main purpose of this, like from a kind of a like a lore point of view, is that would be the main thrust in the game, or the main thrust for the vessels. So these four engines would basically pivot. Now they do pivot in game, but they don't actually, like, you can't use them as thrusters. So you have to kind of use some other engines to actually make the thing move. But like my headcanon is that these are used as kind of VTOL, similar to kind of like a Pelican, to give it a good maximum amount of maneuverability. And also because it's an older vessel, because it's an older vessel, basically it operates on a kind of an older system, similar to how, the Nova Galactic ships or the Deimos ships, they have these big landing lifters. Because, back then it wasn't as efficient getting into orbit, you couldn't just, make a space plane. But anyway, so we'll go over the stats real quick. So this is all B class. I wanted to keep it B class because the other ship video I do was an A class, and I felt like this is kind of an upgrade to it. So it's got fuel of 500, which is quite good, like extremely good, but it is what it is. I feel like saying like what this has is going to be really kind of like contradictory since I made it, but yeah. The fuel was more down to the fact that I used the fuel pieces. You can kind of see the merge there to give it a kind of like a little cylindrical side to it. It's got a hull of 1058, which is quite good. I have combat in this. I have fought in this on very hard difficulty. Now, the current weapon configuration, which we'll get into, is effective-ish, but if you want to be more effective, you're going to have to do the strat of putting on some of the more OP weapons like the particles. It's got a cargo capacity of 1800, which is I quite like. Initially, I kind of like fiddled around with it, trying to get like I wanted to get enough cargo that it felt like it could actually carry stuff, because remember the idea behind it was it was originally a dropship that was retrofitted by someone who basically, they wanted to kind of customize it. So it's got a B-class reactor with 32 power. Now you could probably upgrade that if you wanted to, but I just went with this style of reactor because you can kind of see it there. It just fit with the design. It's got a crew of 6, which again, you could change that if you want. We'll see when we go inside. We have a crew of 6 because I have a control station inside it. I was trying to use like the best habitat module that had the most seats. Now, sadly, there's not a lot of like actual like. I kind of wish there would be habitat modules that are just seats, considering that there is missions where you have to transport passengers places, and there is passenger slots. But yeah, sadly, while there is like certain things like the all-in-one berth, has some passenger slots, it doesn't have many seats, so we kind of went with the best we could. It's got a jump range of 30 light years because I want this ship to be capable of going anywhere. It's got shields of 1740, which again is like, it's This thing is going to be rocking some of the best in terms of shields and armor. Now for the weaponry, it's got a pair of lasers mounted there on the top. You can just see them. It's got a pair of autocannons, ballistic weapons. They're mounted underneath. You can just kind of see them there. I've kind of merged them in. They just sit directly beside each of the cargo entrances. I kind of designed them there as obviously they're good for combat. But my head cannons, you could also kind of swivel them to protect the troop bay when you're deploying your troops. And then we've got 2 missile pods on the back. Now, these missile pods, they're there more like to act as flares. Obviously, they are missile pods, but I kind of have them there aesthetically, just, you know, they look like kind of flares. Because, like, originally this thing wasn't very armored at all because it's just meant to drop troops. Well, not armored. It wasn't very armed, I should say. It was meant to drop troops in. It had armor, just, yeah. So anyway, we're going to do a quick run through of it. I'm going to purchase it real quick. Obviously, you can't buy this ship. I just sold it so I could basically show you the stats without my perks. So here it is here. Now, you might find the color is a bit gaudy. I just went with that color because I wanted it to look a bit more unique. You can obviously make the color whatever you want. So I suppose we'll start at the back. So here, at the front rather, so we've got these horizon pieces. We've got 2 of these fit in here. One going one side and one going the other side there. Now there's minimal, there's no glitching. Perfect. I thought there was going to be a little bit, but there's not. So they're basically there, you know, like as combat weapons. You can use them in combat, but the idea is like you could swivel them up and down a bit. Let's say like someone's trying to encroach on our ship while it's landed, like not today. So we've got these big landing gear here. And like I said, these are supposed to be the heavy lifting. Like if I could have not used these little engines on top for movement, these would have been the engines. They lift this thing. And basically, yeah, give it nice maneuverability. And then we've got the fuel there, and we've also got a little cargo crate just merged in there. And then we have the first of the set of engines there up on top. They're a set of smaller engines to give it a bit more maneuverability. And then if we come around to the back, we have the signature tail, which goes on every ship. I really love it. And then we have the reactor you can see up there. And then just underneath that, we have a Slayton Aerospace engine, just for a little bit more speed. I want to try and get its maneuverability like kind of high, but not amazingly high because it is a drop ship. It's meant to be clunky. Anyway, we're going to go inside and check out the interior. There's not a lot to the interior of this vessel. It's just we just have a 2x1.
Now what?
So yeah, so inside we have this the crew station. Like I said, I just kind of went with it because seats. It's got a couple of seats for your crew. Now, obviously, this version has been kind of retrofitted slightly, but yeah. But if you could, I would have put a module in here that had a lot of like seats, you know, like kind of like a cargo. Like if you see like the C-130s, how they have all those chairs. But yeah, got the docking port up here. We have if we go through this way here, we have the cockpit, which I really like this design of the cockpit. I feel like this is the perfect cockpit for a dropship. You've got the pilot there, and then you've got your co-pilot and your navigator. So we're going to quickly take it off and just show how it maneuvers and stuff, and then we're going to, at the end, I'll show you how to make it. But I quite like it. It's very, but I mean, the name, it's the Dragonfly. It's supposed to be kind of, you know, those 4, whereas the Dragonfly has those 4 wings. This has, like, the 4. Now, obviously, with the, just noticed the grav drive is not colored. I don't know if if I missed it. But as for power, with the current configuration I went with, obviously you can mix and match the weapons. I just like slapped on some weapons currently that like fit the aesthetic of the vessel. So if it was up to, if you were making it different, obviously you could put different weapons. But I just put on some weapons that'd be used in combat. So we've got the lasers, 2 of the lasers there. We've got the 2 ballistics underneath, and then we have the pair of missile. I nearly hit that, missiles there. Now, don't look too hard in third person because, yeah, they're glitching through. But anyway, we'll do a quick speed test. So it's base speed of 140. And it's got a boost speed of, I think around 500. Yeah, 520. So, as you can see, there's the actual engines working. Do a bit of an agility test real quick. Quick pitch. I mean, it's agile, but it's not extremely agile. Like, it's probably like a 7 or an 8. And then we do the yaw. And then we do the roll. So yeah, that's the vessel itself. Now we're going to go back down to the planet, and I'm going to show you how to build it. Alright, so here we are in the teardown. So I'm going to go through each section, and then we're going to put it all together. So for the weaponry, I chose to, now obviously this is situational, you can do whatever you want, but for the weaponry, I went with a pair of these Singe P4 megawatt pulse lasers from Lightsite, A-class, 1250 range, 6.65 fire rate, 16 shield damage, and 4 max power. And then we have another pair of these, or we have a pair of the KE-3-1A autocannons, A-class, 1250 range, 6.65 fire rate, 19 hull damage, and 4 max power. And then finally we have two of these Atlatl 280A missile launchers from Lightsite, A-class, 4,000 range, 1 fire rate, 86.09 damage to both, and 3 power. And then for the habitat modules, we have this Commander 500 bridge from Hope Tech. It gives 2 crew station, and it's 360 cargo. We also have a Hope Tech control station 2x1, which gives 4 crew. We have this Nova Galactic NG2 Docker top, and we have a Nova Galactic landing bay. And then over here, for our fuel and storage, we have a pair of these M50 Ulysses Helium-3 tanks. They give 250 jump fuel each. And then we have a pair of these Galleon S201 cargo holds. They both give 720. If we come over here to the left, these are the only aesthetic pieces we use. We have 2 of these Nova Cowlings 1L. This is the top front and top aft, I think. We have a Deimos Tail A, and we have 2 of these Horizon weapon mounts. And then for the engines and stuff, we have the Ion Beam H1030 reactor from Jiang, B-class, 31 power. Now, I don't know if there's a higher class reactor, because I reloaded an older save to get to this ship. And I think when I first made this ship, I built it from my my outpost. So there may be a higher tier reactor, so just keep that in mind. We've got this RD3000 beta grav drive from Relodyne, B-class, 10 max power, and 36 jump thrust, which gives us 30 in the current configuration. I went with the Vanguard Bulwark shield generator, B-class, 12 max power. It gives 1450 shield. And then we have 4 of these Hope 55 landing gear. They give 4 thrust each. And then we have this single SE5660 Slayton Aerospace engine, B-class, 3 max power, engine thrust of 24,300, and maneuvering thrust of 5,550. And then we have 2 of these White Dwarf 1020 engines from Relodyne, A-class, 3 max power, 8850 engine thrust, and 2625 maneuvering. So that's all the pieces. So now we're going to put it together. So what you want to start with first is you want to start with your Hope Tech control station. And then you want to snap this underneath like so. And then snap this. And then you want to put the little docker on top right there in the middle like so. And then you want to put this back here like so, with this underneath. Now I put the shield generator here just so you can kind of disguise it in essence. And then for our cargo, what we're going to do is we're going to move this forward here, sorry. So it should look something like this so far. Now what we're going to do is we're going to snap our cargo on first. So we're going to put one of them there. And we're going to, and we're going to put one of them there. Now this is where the merging starts. So what we're going to do for a little technique is we're going to bring this up. And it wants to snap, but it won't. So we're going to press the duplicate or the flip button. So that's Y on Xbox. I would assume it's... I apologize. I was going to say it's going to be triangle on PlayStation. And I realize this game is not on PlayStation. I apologize for that. That was not meant to be a joke. Kind of sucks the PlayStation doesn't have this game. I don't know what it would be on mouse and keyboard. But yeah, so you just basically want to flip it and flip it back. And then let go of it. And then when you grab it again, it's nice and snug. And then do the exact same thing on the other side. Snap it in, flip it back, bang, done. Now, next we're going to get this piece here. And we're going to snap this there, like so. And then we're going to snap this piece back. Now you'll notice I have the shield here just because I like hiding the shield. And we're going to do the same thing again, just flip it back, and bang. Now for the engine, we're going to bring this bad boy in and we're going to place it right here, like so. Now this is where it gets, I believe it gets a little tricky. Oh no, it doesn't get, okay, we're good. I was going to say it gets tricky, but it doesn't actually get tricky. So next we're going to move these engines. We're going to mount our engines. So there's 4 of these. Now they're going to be a little finicky because of these. So I'm actually, after doing them out of order, what you need to do is you need to take these off first. So we're going to just grab these, pull them off like so. Put these on first. And then we're going to put them back. So like I said, this snaps nice and easy. This will want to, but you flip it back, done. And we're just gonna do the same thing again. We're just, oh no, let me do that. I'm gonna pull this out, pull that out. Gonna grab both of these, snap them like so, and flip it, and then bang. And then for the final piece, our engines here, we're going to just slap these nice and tight along here. Now for the weapon mounts, obviously you can mount your laser weapons. Like you'll see here, there's a lot of mount points on the top here, but I went with the lasers here just because, you know. Now for the weapons protecting the cargo hold at the bottom, what you want to do is you want to get 2 of these horizon weapon mounts. You want to stick them in there. They sit in nice and snug. They also kind of add extra support there, because without them, you see how the it just kind of floats, it hangs. Now, to get weapons to snap in there, what you want to do is you want to snap it to the lower point there. Let me show you. So you want to basically snap it right there. Now, if you press Y to duplicate, it jumps up and it snaps to the point there. So we're going to do the same thing again the other side. Just it's a bit finicky, yeah, like so. And then we're going to press Y, and then it snaps up, and then bang. Now, you can snap it again, and like it places them like inside the ship. It snaps them somewhere. I don't know what that's snapping to, but I wouldn't do that just because yeah, it might be a bit finicky. And then for the final 2 weapons, I went with these little missile pods. I think they look cool on the back just because they look like little kind of they look like little chaff pods. Anyway, that was the ship itself. Now, obviously, if you are planning on rocking this, like this is just a configuration the weapon-wise I put together a bit quickly, because when I was using it, I was kind of using the OP strat of rocking these bad boys. Let me show you. I was just rocking a load of these. So if you're playing on very hard, or you just want to delete absolutely everything, by all means, just tear off everything else and just slap 6 of these bad boys on. It kind of like, I think it kind of ruins the aesthetic a little bit, but you know. But yeah, that's the ship itself. Hopefully you guys enjoy this, and if you do and you plan on building it, let me know. Because I've seen some people have been like showcasing their ship builds on like YouTube and on Reddit and stuff, but I haven't seen many drop ships or just kind of smaller ships in general. People tend to go for the larger vessels, and I feel like while larger vessels are cool, sometimes I just, you like little smaller vessels. But anyway, that was the Dragonfly dropship, guys. As always, if you like this sort of content, or if you like just Starfield ship content in general, don't forget to subscribe, as I have posted reviews on other in-game ships as well as some builds of my own. And yeah, as always, thanks for watching.